Hi everybody. How's everyone doing? I hope well. I see Peron is in. Hi. Good. I'm good. Thank you. This is taking so long. God. It's always Instagram, man. Instagram is so horrible. I hate Instagram. But it's like I was told, oh, use Instagram. Use Instagram. It's the best. It's the best. And I've been using it since I was told this, and I haven't gained any followers through Instagram. You know, that does never help me. So it's kind of like, you know, just trying all the options. I'm not trying to cut myself off of, you know, what I can do. But it does not really do anything. I've had it for years now. But then again, I could say that pretty much for every platform. What are you up to yet to be known to me? Uh. You got a sub, then you didn't get ads, and then you also get a 3-card reading. Yeah, me too. Me too. I did my cleaning on Friday already, but I do work tomorrow, so kind of did a little meditation session, trying to get, you know, get some things under control. Friday you went to sleep? What does that mean? Versus I was cleaning? Oh, okay. Gotcha. I think my little guy is fighting with another cat out there. Because I saw him over there. I'm going to take a quick look. It's so crazy, man. It'll be fine. His friend Björn will come and save him. As long as he's not on the street, I'm not worried about it. Björn protects pretty much all the cats. That is his clan. He protects the cats. He protects me better than any dog I've ever had. It's really awesome. So I know he's probably protecting him. So I shouldn't worry too much. They were right by the road, and I don't like when they do that, because then they'll fight and then they dart out into the road or whatever. But they have now retreated back onto the properties. So what do you do for a living yet to be known to me? Oh. Yeah, sitting in front of a computer for hours. That can definitely be strenuous. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm sure those are the type of things that you will always find a job. You will always be able to find a job, especially, nowadays with this profession. It's good. It's good. Organizing my pictures here a little bit. Jeez. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah. That's most likely very true. But ooh, I have sticky fingers today. Yes. Very good. Okay. Let's see. There's a discord and struggle. Okay. Okay, so it's the Five of Wands. Okay, so there's some sort of discord, excess, and struggle. Maybe even legal troubles or troubles with neighbors. Okay, so something is going on that's causing a little bit of chaos in your life, and it is kind of a nuisance to you. It may not be something very severe in that sense, but it could also be some sort of competition with either one person or multiple persons that you see on a frequent basis. Okay, it's a sort of a struggle, yeah, conflict, and these are metaphors. When it says conflict with neighbors, it doesn't mean necessarily that it is your neighbor that you're having a conflict with, but it is somebody that's around you frequently. So yeah, this is talking about something like that, because we don't have a timeline on this card. If this is not happening to you right now, then this is definitely something that has either recently happened to you or is going to happen to you in the very near future. Okay? It could be somebody you work with, it could be a family member, somebody that you're around in maybe a hobby that you have, or yeah, something like that. You're welcome. Thank you for coming in. What? God. Very strange. Oh, and if you guys have Amazon, use your Amazon Prime subscription. You get a free monthly Prime subscription that you can use. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to fix it. I'm making it worse. And then you can get a 3-card reading, and it doesn't cost you anything. So you also get no ad breaks, and you get to use my amazing emotes that I made. So, yeah. What? I want to see details. Am I going to see details? The trailer? Okay. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. Hi, Serenity. How are you? Good to see you. It's been a minute. all is well with you. All right, Serenity. Let's see what this card gives us here. Ooh, okay. So the Ace of Wands inverted. So this is talking about it's more like an internal kind of struggle that you have going on, or that you may have recently had or will maybe have in the very near future. It's about feeling indifferent to many things. It's a loss of energy, it's passivity, and it's a delay in plans or journeys. You may have made a plan to do something in particular, but it's just falling through, maybe even because of how you feel. Okay, so this is really an internal struggle. It's not outside forces, maybe a little bit responsible for it, but all in all, this is just kind of about you and you trying to figure yourself out, and maybe a little bit depression in there. Okay, so but I don't think this will be a very long lasting situation for you. So thank you, Dark Grind, for following. Thank you very much. How are you, Dark Grind? Indeed, indeed. I am very much doing the same thing. Thank you for following and coming in. Back to work tomorrow then, I take it? Same for me. And what? I already gave you a read. You don't understand? Okay, so the card that you had was the Ace of Wands inverted, and this card is about an internal struggle that you are either currently going through or just recently have been going through. It's a loss of energy and a passivity, and there's also potential delay in plans. Okay, something that you planned is falling through because you may be feeling a little bit one way, um, but it is either something that is happening to you currently or is going to happen to you in the near future. Uh, Thank you for following, Serendips. How are you? Welcome in. Hi, how are you doing? Peachy Keen. Where are you from, Serendips? Absolutely. I gotta turn on my air conditioner. The forest state. Which one's the forest state? So let's play. Oh, okay. I'm in what is called the Sunshine State. That's like all I can. I love this country and I cannot stand the state that I live in. Indeed. Thank you. Thank you. So Dragana generally means I mean not really. It actually in Serbian, which I'm half Serbian. My father was from Serbia. Hence the name. My father's name was Dragan. So the female version of that is Dragana. That it was supposed to be my first name, but my father didn't want that, so it became a middle name. But I use it more commonly now, and it actually means like pretty in Serbian, kind of like pretty. cute or whatever. So, but it is also in a grand way, like in a grander scheme. Like when you look at all the Slavic countries, it is still in relation to dragon as well. But that's not what it directly means translated. It is just from the language construct that it relates to dragon, because for instance in the Romanian is dracul is dragon, so in the Slavic languages dragon is, like I said, it's like the construct. Yeah, but that's what that is. But is that's not your actual name though, right? Because he said self-named. But no, I understand. I understand your name. Okay, so wait, so then Robert, and your last name translates to Old German. That's my first language, so I'm going to check. Bright Lance. Helle Lanza? Helle Lanza? That's your last name? Because bright means hell, and Lance means Lanza. Now, see how close Americans got their translations. Because when immigrants from Germany migrated to the U.S., they made it. Okay, so then what is it? No worries, I'm not going to try and stalk you. You can just say it. I want to know now. Because, well, then that would be Germanic, because the German has not changed that much in the last, I don't know, few hundred years. But migrants from not just from Germany, but from most countries that came when the U.S. first like formed. It was like they would change their last names. Some of them completely, but some of them would change them just slightly, just so they're easier to pronounce in the U.S. Bertges. Bertges. Yeah, Bertges does sound very German. Yeah. Never heard that name before. Interesting. Because it is true that many names, most names, from I do not know if it is for other countries, but I do know for Germany in particular, the names are after people that what their job was in, the Bronze or Iron Ages, or even in the Middle Ages. What was the job that they did, and that was the last name. Derivative. Like for instance, my last name is Riemer, Riemer, and it means riem is like kind of like a part of leather, a piece of leather. So a riemer, er, is somebody that works with leather, that makes leather and whatever. Night. Mm, 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 mm. Now, knight would be Ritter. I actually one day do want to invest a little bit of money into the ancestry, because I do want to go further back on my heritage and see, because I I am last generation German, so to say. If I ever have a child here, then it would be in my direct family. Direct family. I'm not talking about my cousins and stuff, but between my brother and I, then that would be a first generation American child born here. But um, yeah. So I do want to see what is my heritage even further back, because I do know my heritage for the last like about 100 years. That'll do. Thank you for following. Because I do know my great grandfather heritage, my great great grandfather's heritage, all German. On my mom's side German, on my father's side Serbian. um Also same grandfather, great grandfather, and grandmother and such. So I want to know further back than the last 3-4 generations. Yeah, I'd like to. I have tried that, but it's kind of like well, hi, that'll do. How are you doing? Welcome in. I feel like it's only partially to be trusted. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like a lot of stuff gets watered down over stuff. So when I that's why I'm thinking actually using ancestry at some point, because I do think that it may be more thorough if I use a company that I actually pay for, because they will actually find physical documents and stuff like that to establish my heritage. So that's why I want to do that. I don't think it'll be hard to find out more. So, but I've been thinking about that a lot lately. So, exactly, that'll do. That's exactly right too. So it's kind of like I would like to know more in detail. What went on back then. With people and my family and stuff. Yeah, it's definitely too. I have certainly learned that over the last few years, that it depends. These things depend a lot on your feeling. Like, if you feel a certain way in a certain situation with a certain thing that's happening, you can you know feel a connection, and you can be like, because for me it was like that. I felt a connection with multiple things, and then I did research, and then I understood, oh, okay, from the Germanic, from the Slavic, blah blah blah. Then I find out that I'm actually deeply connected to what I felt a little bit of a connection for. So there's definitely a feeling that resonates. It's almost like your blood starts vibrating when it's in the vicinity of something familiar, because of the residual DNA from your ancestors that's in you. So it's like your inside kind of starts vibrating, and it's like, okay, there's a vibration that is there, like an electromagnetic connection of some sort. Why is that? Some people will just say, oh, it's just because I like it. But it's like, no, if you look more deeply, you may find that there's an actual like genuine and authentic connection in some way. So that's another, because there's so many things that I myself feel a connection to, and that I'm thinking to myself, so why is that? Like, I cannot place this. Why would I feel this way about something or whatever? So it's like, okay, I want to do the research and find out more about my heritage. Maybe there's something there that will give me the answer to this. Yeah, I deeply believe that. Most people were not nice to anybody that practiced any sort. But that was in the later days, really, when Christianity first started you know becoming big, so to say. Before that, witches and velour and whatever you want to call them, shamanka, shamans, were actually kind of a daily part of many people's lives. I'm speaking specifically, like, about the Germanic and Norse tribes back then. Like the velour, the shamanka, they were hired to help families, to talk, give information to the head of the household of the fate of the family, and telling the future of things and stuff. They were treated almost like royalty when they would call upon a velour, a witch. They would invite her to the home. She would sit at the head of the table. She would get gifts. She would get all these different things. So they were treated actually very well. They did isolate themselves, but as well were isolated by other people, because they had unorthodox ways that they practiced. They oftentimes were very dissociative, and so they would often live secluded in a secluded area. But yeah, once Christianity became on a rise, that's when it was this whole thing about hunting down anything and everything that's not Christian. Anything that would be pagan or be considered of the devil or devil worship, or and that's when the witches became hunted. Um, that was the unfortunate part. or that is still to this day the unfortunate part of indoctrinated monotheistic religions, mostly monotheistic religions. I think there's very few um, pantheistic, polytheistic religions that are so indoctrinated and require such drastic measures and or violence and aggression in their daily practices or in their manipulation or brainwashing in other people. It is really just usually monotheistic religions, simply because they are so they're extremist in their own way, of there's only one God and you gotta worship him and you gotta do all these different things. And yeah, so it's one of those things. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I advertise my uh, psychic consultation business almost every day, 4 times a week. I advertise this, and I will maybe like once every couple of weeks. Once I advertise, I will get a comment, because I advertise mostly on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. But I do like Facebook, different word of mouth and classifieds on Facebook, in my surrounding area. And I just recently, just about a week ago, I got a comment on one of those. Witchcraft in any which way is a sin, and you should repent before it's too late. And it's like, oh, like, my God, this will still always be very strange and bizarre to me, because I'm from Europe, and in Europe, Christianity, I mean, you could go to Italy and there may be a lot, because it's the Roman Catholic Church and everything, but the rest of Europe is very atheist. Like, there is no more, and actually a lot of reverting back to old roots, reverting in the better sense, of pagan celebrations and such. But there is that Christian, over, like, this brainwashed and just ignorant and borderline schizophrenic behavior, is like mind control, controlling behavior. I mean, if I told anybody, from my family in Europe, that somebody commented this on my post and actually meant it and was serious about it, they would laugh. They'd be like, no, you're full of shit. Nope, they mean that. They're literally convinced. They're so paranoid and crazy, and it is like sad. But the rest of the world, it's the U.S. is very notorious still for this religious, like, worship and stuff, especially in the Bible Belt, of course, where I'm in. But religion in itself, especially the monotheistic, the indoctrinated religions, they're slowly dying out, which is awesome, because it needs to stop. It's fucking just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, I am glad that things are taking just a little bit longer and a little bit more time here in the U.S. But this is also because the U.S. is a very new country, barely 300 years old. So it's kind of like, it's still a big learning curve, I think. Absolutely, Serendips. Absolutely. Yeah, I do think that, and I say this all the time on stream, I love different cultures and I love different traditions, and I am a believer in maintaining those. I will pass on traditions and things like that to my children if I ever have any, or whatever. But I also do think that tolerance is getting better, and it needed to get better, and I think we're on a good way. I do think that new generations are understanding, because we do evolve. People always think that we're getting dumber, but this is not that way. We do evolve. We do get smarter. It's proven scientifically that we do, or we wouldn't be here like this, from cavemen, which we were, so I do think that people are becoming more understanding and more tolerant, and interested in others' cultures as well, and in others' traditions and stuff like that, and it's good, and it should continue, and I love it. So, you know. Yeah, so that's a good question, because I have a deeply rooted satanic belief, right? I am very much the person that believes that we are responsible for our own, for everything that we do. Maybe not our fate. I do have a certain belief that there is some kind of divine inspiration here, and I do think that our fate in some way is already kind of determined. But I also do think that we can change it along the way, but then it will put us right back into where our fate actually is leading. It's like, I don't know. I have a weird thought. It's kind of like a thing, but I do have the kind of like more pagan aspect of myself, that definitely deals in ancestor acknowledgement. I would even call it, because I do believe that um, there is the residual energy that dwells somewhere in between state, or in a different universe, because I do believe that um, most of these things that we do not understand, that we talk about, like spirits or even aliens, I do think it's more of a universal thing. It's more of a, like, different universes, or not universes, but dimensions. That's actually what I meant to say. It's a dimensional thing. So I do believe that it's kind of like, for instance, spirits, when we think we see a spirit, or when we hear something or whatever, it may be other humans in another dimension that are literally doing something behind that thin wall that's separating us, and we're seeing this, and it's like a glimpse to us. And I think they do the same. They feel the same thing. But I do also believe that the residual energy from anybody that passes, or anything that passes, is always kind of around us. I think it's all glued together, kind of like by energy, which it may be dark matter. I don't know, but I I I am unsure, because there's another part of me that also thinks about the energy release upon dying, you know, because I do also think that maybe something completely different happens to our energy. It does change in some way, unsure how. And there could also be, this is the Buddhist kind of belief that I hold, that there can always be a potential way of rebirth, because I do believe if you hold a certain standard of spirituality and connection to nature, and the spirit and the energy all around you, that upon dying, that when your energy releases, that there is the chance of this energy being able to be sticking together better, and then therefore being able to enter another life again and come back to life again. uh, but I do also believe, if you are not connected, if you're completely live on a superficial level with no deeper held connection to anything, I do believe that upon dying, that your energy just shatters into a million pieces, and there's no way of this ever coming back together. And I think that will determine your non-existence forever. So there's like different things that I consider, because I always do consider science um, with it too. You can never ignore science, and so these are the things that I always make sure that my beliefs and my thoughts and my spirituality align as closely as possible with science, because I'm not a person that lives in delusion. Like, I do not delude myself. I look at science. Um, Well, see, that to me is astral travel. That to me is very much a controlled way of your energy, your spiritual matter, your soul, if you will, leaving your body and going on a trip and doing that thing. I think that we are not very we're not 100% able to control this yet. Many people can't do it at all, but I do think with years and extensive training and meditation and all of these things, you can attain that. And if you don't, and it just happens on its own, then I do think that your spirit is very much connected to the glue that holds everything together, and that's how it is, just doing it, because there's a natural connection there that doesn't need to be forced or trained. It's almost like a talent that's released. But I do believe we hold all of us hold that within us, because I do think that our ancestors, they were humans with the special abilities that once they died, they became gods. And I do believe that we all have that capability. We can all be gods. And then that is like a full circle, because then you get back to Satanism in a sense. But I believe that anybody and everybody can unlock that, because it is in our DNA and it is in our blood. Like the life is the blood and the blood is the life. It's just that most people often, most people don't care or don't believe or whatever it is, and they don't, so hey Miguel, my god, how are you? Oh, subscribe for 15 months in a row. Thank you, Miguel. How are you doing? Indeed, Serendibs, indeed. Yeah, it's because like the more I live, the more experience, the more I understand it. It becomes less and less and less about us. I really hope in the end, when my end comes, that I have no thought of myself whatsoever. I really, I'm looking. I'm not looking. All I'm looking at is trying to keep myself stable and healthy in order to be able to do something for somebody or something else, for the environment, for this planet, for the future. That's my goal. That's why I'm trying to keep myself alive, not for myself, because I don't care what really happens to me. I want to work as a tool. You know how Christians say they work as a tool for God? Well, I want to work as a tool for our ancestors, and I want to work as a tool for our descendants, and I want to work as a tool for Mother Earth and her creatures. That's the tool I want to be. Misbehaving as per usual. No, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. I was really wondering where you've been. I know you're probably working a lot. You do that then. You know what to do. You know what you need to do. You're great? Great is good. Great is very good. Yeah. I know. But I'm glad that, I hope it's working for you and it's helping you. And you're getting something out of it. That's the main part. Thank you, Serendips. Have a great night. Sleep well. I hope you feel better soon. Gotcha. Sorry. How are your kids and everything? I hope all is well there. Good, good. You know, going through some stuff. Trying to raise money for some legal stuff that I'm going through, so I can get some things taken care of. I got a fundraiser on Facebook. I got a GoFundMe going on. I'm trying to get money together to file some government documents that I desperately need to file. I have saved half of the money, but I need the other half, and I'm trying to gather some. So if you go on my Facebook, if you can share my GoFundMe page, that would be awesome. Band is good, but I'm not really doing much with it right now because of my situation that I'm trying to get in order. So that's kind of on hold a little bit right now, until I get the money together that I need to get together to file this stupid paperwork, and then things can start moving along. Yeah, because I was getting false information from a company that I'm still with. I have to use this company, but on what is the amount I gotta pay, and they had told me I had already paid everything, and then they suddenly tell me that I still owe so and so much. So loco. Thank you, Miguel. Yeah, that would really help. That would very, very much help. Ah, your kids, they know who's their dad. They'll never forget that. I know that. Moolah. Hey, that's so weird. I have never heard anybody say moolah except for myself. That's so weird. This is the first time I've ever heard anybody besides myself call it moolah. That's so funny, dude. Anything helps. I'm not gonna lie. Anything helps. I'm just trying to get this goal done as soon as possible. I need my stuff. I need to be able to move forward with the band and with my education and stuff, and the only way I can do that is with doing what is on my fundraiser. I don't like talking about it like so much on stream, but I think you probably already know, Miguel, what I'm talking about. And it is a process, and I have everything ready. I just need that stupid money, and then I can do it. Of course, it's always about money. Always. So whenever people say money doesn't bring you happiness, I laugh about this shit, because it's like literally every problem that I have in my life is because I don't have money. So like if I had money, I would not have any of the problems I have. So don't tell me money doesn't bring happiness. It doesn't make any sense. You still something wrong with your truck, or again? Damn it. Well, thank you for coming in, Miguel. We gotta hang out at some point. We never do. I know you're always doing stuff, but we really do. We need to hang out, man. Exactly, Daddle. Exactly, Daddle. Yeah, Moolah. I like that. That's what I say. Like casually. But thank you so much for coming in, Miguel, and for subscribing. You know, that also fucking helps a lot. My streams have been rather slow lately, unfortunately, but I'm seeing a little bit of improvement recently. Maybe it was just kind of a break that everybody was taking, but thank you for coming. And yeah, if you could share the fundraiser and whatever, that would be very ooh, oil changes. Ooh. I don't know how to do that. I know how to do a few things on the car, but no, I don't touch that stuff, because I already know I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna miss one thing, and it's gonna destroy my vehicle. That's why I don't do that stuff. That's why I always gotta look for a man to do it. I guess I'm old-fashioned there, but it's like I need a man right away, and the man will do it. Does the man know anything about automobiles? No, I don't care. He's a man. He's gonna do it. That's like my mentality. It's so ridiculous. I know. Sexist. Sorry. Nah, it's just old-fashioned. That's all. What? You don't know how to fix a car? You're not a man. Hey, when I'm in a pissy mood, I will say shit like that. I'm not gonna lie. I will get fucking rude as shit. It's like, what are you good for? Guilty. But I exactly. But I do my womanly duties too. I mean, besides cooking, okay? I do that too, though, but only when things are really great. I cook and stuff for the man, and I do a good job at it too. But I clean, I take care of the house, I take care of the plants, the animals, I go to work, I decorate, I do I do the grocery shopping, I do the stocking, I take care of all that. I take care of paying the bills, I manage all that, like I do a lot. So, so the man can do some shit too. I even take the trash out. It's a man thing to do, okay? But I find myself many a times where it's like, I am the man as well as the woman. So, yeah, it's whatever. Whoa. Damn. Well, that's I guess you did your fatherly duties. No, that's good, though. You were looking out for your daughter. You were like, better that she knows that to do that, because men can be, yeah, you knew you're like, none of her boyfriends are going to be able to do it. She's got to be able to do it on her own. It's good. My father never was able to show me, because it was like I left the country when I was like 18. So, and I hadn't seen my dad for a year before that, and it was like we never, never got to that point where he showed me many other things, of course, growing up, but the car thing was not one of those. Because he wasn't, I mean, he was good with cars, because he worked for Volkswagen for almost 30 years. But that was the only reason. He was actually an electrician, so that was actually what my dad did, so it was kind of like, that's good. That's very good. I do too. I find it with anything, really. If they're good at fixing things, it's like, I don't know, because it's kind of a sign that they're not afraid. They're not afraid to put, get their hands dirty, and they're not afraid to, like, they're like, they have the confidence, and they're like, I'm gonna, I know what to do, I'm gonna fix it. So that I think is what gives it this feel of, feeling attractive, so I understand that. Like, they're getting shit done. It's like, because it also is one of those things, like, it lifts a weight off of my shoulders when the man is a man, and helps me, because that's what a man does. He supports the woman in a sense. That's how I feel about that. But I mean, we can say that just about humans in general, like partners, but there's always the one that does the certain things, and the other does the other certain things. I do think it is kind of like that, and it is it is supporting of each other. And when my partner can do something that I can't, that means they're taking the load off of me, and it's huge. Exactly. What am I hearing? Why is this guy singing right now? Okay. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. find myself in a scenario right now. Jesus. Yeah, that's good. My parents were very much like that as well. They were like, you know, they raised my brother and I to be very independent people. No, it's like loud as hell. It's like I'm streaming and this guy's running around here singing completely off key also. Jesus, I'm like, okay. I mean, did we just win a lot of money? Because, yeah, that would be a reason to do that. Other than that, no. We're going to be miserable in this house. Just kidding. I'm not that bad. No, it doesn't. He's probably, like, I don't know, high or drunk or something. God. You think so, though? Would he be sounding like that, though? I don't think so. Happier than me. Happier than me. Hmm? What do you think about that? Wow. I think, I don't know what's going on. It's like the fucking Twilight Zone, because normally it's like I gotta dodge him because he's like fucking pissed about something. Always. So it's like, this is new. This freaked me out. I'm not gonna, this freaked me out because like this is not something that happens like that. So I'm like, okay, wow. It's fucking scary. It's like, yeah, I said Twilight Zone, but it's more like American Horror Story, really, you know? Making it rain? Yes, please. Make it rain, please. I'm holding my hand open. Make it rain. Just saying. Work wife. Work wife. What do you mean by that? Yeah, like, I don't know. Because it's like, did you just get weird? Stupid shit, but never just come home sing like that. It's fucking scaring me. Stop. You're scaring me.